About 1650, Arahura River, a West Coast Māori woman, said to be demented or deranged, found her way to Canterbury across the ranges by way of Hokitika and Rakaia Gorges. At Horo she saw men working with tools, which seemed to her very poor by comparison with the greenstone tools of her own Poutini coast. This contact soon brought the East Coast Ngāi Tahu over to the West Coast on expeditions for greenstone treasure. The Wairangi section of the Māori people was conquered or absorbed, and ever since, the West Coast Maoris have been known as the Ngāi Tahu Poutini.
Pounamu, also known as greenstone or New Zealand jade, is a hard, durable, dark green, sometimes translucent stone prized by Māori for centuries. Its principal attributes are its beauty and strength, which led to its fashioning into tools, adornments and weapons. Pounamu is only found in the South Island, on the west coast and in Otago. But such was its significance to Māori that they named the entire South Island Te Wai Pounamu, which means greenstone waters. The stone is tapu or sacred and was extensively traded in the North Island. The best known source of greenstone on the west coast is the bed of the Arahura River. In 1846, the explorer Charles Heafy described how local Māori worked the Arahura Pounamu into ornaments and weapons.
They saw the slab with a piece of mica slate, wet, and afterwards polish it with a fine sandy limestone, which they obtain in the vicinity. A native will get up at night to have a polish at a favourite merry, or take one down to the beach and work away by the surf. A piece of greenstone and some slate will be carried when travelling, and at every halt a rub will be taken at it.
Māori travelled from all over the country to the west coast to obtain greenstone. Ngāi Tahu, the tribe long associated with Pounamu, gained control of the resource after conquering the Ngāti Wairangi people. Ngāi Tahu successfully protected the Pounamu from raids by northern tribes, then from Europeans when the colonial government bought the bulk of the west coast in 1860. Ngāi Tahu carefully excluded an area around the Arahura River from the sale. Today, this area belongs to Ngāi Tahu Poutini, whose name recalls Poutini the taniwha, or water monster, said to have created the precious stone. Poutini was taking refuge in a northern bay while being chased by another taniwha, and observed a beautiful woman named Waitaiki. Enthralled by her beauty, he captured her. When Waitaiki's husband discovered that his wife was missing, he chased Poutini down to the South Island, eventually finding him at the Arahura River. Fearing capture, but refusing to give up Waitaiki, Poutini turned her into Pounamu and laid her down in the riverbed at the junction of the Arahura River and a nearby stream. That stream became known as Waitaiki and has been a significant source of Pounamu. Waitaiki's husband did not see Poutini, who slipped past him, and on finding his wife turned to Pounamu, he grieved for her, then returned home. Since that time, Poutini has swum the west coast, acting as a guardian of the sacred stone. Māori used Pounamu to make tools. The Pounamu adze was used to build canoes and fell trees. Chisels, knives and scrapers were also made from Pounamu. Jewellery, including earrings, necklaces and pendants, were also made from the beautiful stone. The heitiki, a neck ornament, is perhaps the most well-known piece of Pounamu jewellery. A heitiki is a human-like figure sitting cross-legged, its large head tilted to one side. Pounamu weapons, including hand clubs such as the mere and the patu, were carried by chiefs as symbols of their authority. A short distance south of the Arahura River lies the town of Hokitika, where Pounamu is made into artworks, ornaments and jewellery. Today, modern workshops use fast-cutting diamond tools, a far cry from traditional methods. Workshops and galleries in Hokitika offer visitors opportunities to watch the stone being worked and buy the finished product, giving Hokitika the unofficial title of greenstone capital of the West Coast.